Howdy everybody and welcome back to the Willie St. Willie channel once again. And today I'm here to showcase yet another analog horror series for you guys, but this time I hope you like superheroes, because this analog horror series is a very small up-and-coming one that no one has really talked about yet, and that would be by the channel Shoutout. And specifically when I mention superheroes, I mean the DC Universe. And when I say the DC Universe, I mean Batman and Superman. I mean, the obvious ones. Yes, that's right, this small channel decided to take upon itself the monumental task of trying to do a DC Universe analog horror series. Now, I've seen one or two other channels try to tackle this, or at least try to portray some sort of horror within the DC Universe. I mean, the DC Universe is already kind of messed up to begin with, but specifically on YouTube I've seen things like the Bat Feed channel, which is a very long catalog of different VHS style analog horror tapes and even retro like 1930 style Gotham crime videos. It's really cool. You guys should check that one out too. And if you guys couldn't tell already, I'm a pretty big DC Universe fan, but specifically a Superman fan. I think he's by far the greatest superhero of all time. I mean, hold on, wait, let me show you something. Speaking of Superman, let me showcase you guys my favorite tattoo. The last son of Krypton. Okay? Yeah, Kal-El. That's who it is. Yes, guys, Superman is the greatest superhero of all time. I will die on that hill. I think he is very underutilized and underappreciated in the modern big superhero landscape. But anyway, this video is not all sunshine and rainbows, okay? Mr. Shoutout has a few videos for us to explore right now. Most of them are Batman themed, but there is a Superman themed one I will showcase later. As I mentioned previously, the DC Universe is no stranger to dark, twisted, depraved themes. And keeping with that energy, Shoutout decided to capture that essence and put it on display for his little spin on Batman, which is going to be the first sets of videos I want to cover. I've talked about Batman a couple times on this channel. Well, sort of. I mean, it was the Batman Arkham subreddit, but yeah, guys, I didn't forget that. You know why? Because I'm stupid. But guys, the lore reason for this video begins in the first video on Shoutout's channel, The Bat Incident 1959, Batman Analog Horror. So without further ado, let's get into it. The video takes place on April 26, 1959, 20 years after the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne. The Elizabeth Arkham Asylum was placed under lockdown after a mysterious figure was spotted near the roof of the building. Here is the recovered footage of the lockdown announcement.
Attention, all staff at this time, just follow all lockdown procedures. There has been a disturbance in the roof of the building. The GCPD Gotham City Police Department and Arkham Security has been called to assess the situation. Follow all procedures for the following patients. Patient number 83357 alias Waylon Jones Killer Croc. Patient number 97567 alias Kirk Langstrom the Man Bat. Patient number 72679 alias Dr. Pamela Lillian Isley Poison Ivy. Patient 0, alias John Doe, the Joker. This alert will keep playing until the situation has been resolved.
After the Arkham announcement, the video then showcases what's probably my favorite image from the video, a artist's rendition of an eyewitness account of the Batman. So dude, I love that art of Batman, that panel, him peering around the corner, because I think that perfectly captures the perspective of a Gotham criminal who has to like encounter Batman in like a dark alley or something. Yeah, dude, Batman would be very scary to encounter. Like imagine like you don't really know that much about him, like as we the readers do. So to you, it's just like this myth almost, because it's just either a dude in a bat costume which is crazy, which is kind of weird, or an actual bat creature that's stalking all the criminals in Gotham. And I don't know which one's scarier, but they're both pretty freaky. Like, dude, if I was a Gotham criminal or like goon working for one of the major crime bosses, like the Penguin or something, I would definitely be pretty freaked out. I'll probably go up to him with like broken bones and be like, "Hey boss, I saw the freaking bat in the alley." Anyway, moving on, sorry. a witness reported that the man was seen walking towards the special containment area. He was said to be muttering, "Justice," and looked malnourished, as if he was isolated from the earth for a long period of time. After which screaming could be heard from the cells, but he was never seen again. Not him leaving the way he came. Just vanished from nothing. However, what he left behind haunts the city of Gotham even to this day. Out of the 4 patients in special containment, only patient 0 survived. The rest were horribly and disturbingly murdered, each marked with a bat symbol. The bodies were all neatly arranged in a shape resembling a bat. Each of the 3 patients had abnormal bodies, but all their abnormalities were removed. Jones and Isley both had their skin removed, with Jones also having his eyes and teeth removed as well. Isley was also discovered bald when she originally had fiery red hair. Langstrom had his arms amputated and suffered from blunt trauma from a pipe, as well as a sharp object in the shape of a bat impaled on his chest. Patient 0 was left untouched, but was left in an even worse mental state than before. His doctors and physicians informed us of his drawings of the man, and said that he won't stop talking about him and that he is ready for when he returns. This is the image he drew. Oh my god, guys. The man was mentioned. There's gotta be a lore reason for it. Note to self, guys, don't commit any crimes in Gotham. Not even littering. Don't do any of that. Litterbug. Actually, just don't go to Gotham at all. How about that? Just don't even go to Gotham. But yes, guys, it seems that in this universe, Batman is some sort of basically deformed monster, essentially. And there's a couple different fan theories I saw in the comments that range from either, oh, haha, this is Batman, but evil. But, I mean, I think the creator is kind of going for that this Batman is somehow twisted, whether it be kind of like a Man-Bat situation where he's kind of like actually part monster somehow, or if he's just like severe, mental breakdown. But either way, let's continue on to the next one. The next video is Jim Gordon audio log live.mp4 corrupted 1960 Batman analog horror. It's been a year since the Bat incident. There have been more sightings of the Batman, as they're calling him now. So many people going around in capes and masks doing more harm than good, like the Blue Boy Scout in Metropolis and the Fast Guy in Central City. It's strange that it was the same day of the murders of the Waynes 21 years ago. That poor Bruce. Before he went missing, he was said to have strange behavior. According to the CEO of Cord Industries, Ted Cord, a friend of Bruce Wayne, he never got over the loss of his parents. He barely ate or drank and had crazy ideas of restoring order in Gotham. After Cord told me, the Cord building on Founders Island burned down, with everyone inside. Here's a photo of Bruce before. This is the last recorded picture of Wayne. Some think he's dead. Others that he's traveling around the world and the photo was not of him. But there are some, including myself, who think he never left. And that he is the...
Citizens of Gotham, vengeance is coming.
Oh, they mentioned the Flash and Superman. Oh no. Analog horrification for those two. So I think it's safe to assume that at this point the creator is basically just throwing it out there that Bruce Wayne, or the Batman, is basically this scarred, deformed, crazed vigilante who has this strange idea of justice and is just going around killing and terrorizing the citizens of Gotham and, killing criminals. So basically Batman, if he was like a crazier, scary version of like the Punisher, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting so far, but, just kind of, upping the horror elements of it. But anyway, let's move on to the next Batman video. The next video is GCPD Instructional Presentation 1, 1962, Batman Analog Horror. This video is a short instructional presentation from the Gotham City Police Department on how to handle a missing loved one, as well as an encounter with the Batman.
Greetings, citizens of Gotham. Welcome to the GCPD's instructional presentation. The topic of today's presentation is on What to do if a loved one is missing? Losing a loved one is a troubling experience.
Here are steps to take to ensure this doesn't happen.
Step 1. Keep an eye on them at all times, especially children, so that they don't get away.
And you lose them forever. You don't want that to happen, do you? Step 2.
Lock all your doors and windows, so they don't go out. Don't let them make contact with the bat under any circumstance. It will harm you, 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 harm you.
Oh, so Batman kidnaps little kids now. Good to know. So my personal theory or headcanon for this is that basically Bruce Wayne is capturing kids to train kind of like Robins to be part of his little bat family. I have no real reason to believe this other than, the Batman trope of him having, kids and teenagers be crime fighters with him. Don't know where the creators are going to go with that, but that's the personal, what I believe in the moment right now. Now, before we go on to the Superman analog horror video, we have one last Batman video to discuss. The last Batman video is called The Truth, 1962, Batman analog horror. Now, as to the perspective of who is talking to us in this video, I'm not really sure. Because before, I believe it was mostly just Commissioner Gordon with, interjections from the Batman. But this time, we're not really sure who is telling us all this in this video. But anyway, you'll see. I'm not supposed to talk about this. I have tried everything I can to get this out without getting caught. The Batman is Wayne, or was. It seems as if the Bruce side of him is gone and only the Bat remains. His body is skinnier, yet he still possesses his strength and agility. He most likely uses some sort of drug. The sightings of him have only risen in the past 2 years. The last incident was a little boy walking home from his friend's house when he saw him in an alley. This is the picture he took. The only upside to all this is that the crime rates have been down, and Arkham is basically empty now. I have proof that the Batman is Wayne. First of all, ever since the incident at Arkham, Bruce has not been seen. Second is the leaked audio recording, which, yes, is real. Finally is this audio recording. Do not show this to law enforcement, so it doesn't find out. Before you listen to the audio recording, we see red text that flashes saying, "You shouldn't have found this."
My name is Bruce Wayne. My father is Thomas Wayne. My mother is Martha Wayne. They were both murdered when I was a child. I am here to confess. If listening my plan has worked, people of Gotham will submit. As I am Gotham's jury, judge, and executioner. I am the I am.
So yeah, I think these series of videos are pretty straightforward. Batman, or Bruce Wayne, is basically a corrupted, crazy version of his normal self that we're familiar with. And he basically has enacted a plan to essentially almost take over Gotham and be its judge, jury, and executioner, and be the constant lord over the city, preventing any crime, and just killing criminals whenever he just deems it necessary, because he is justice, after all. Yeah, I think this is kind of crazy. The only element that's really left up in the air is, what is he doing with all these kids who are going missing that he's taking? And also, and who created the last video? Was it the Riddler? The Joker? Who is it? Well, I really don't know. But everything else I think is pretty straightforward, and I like the concept. I like the little creativity thrown into it. But I like it because it's fun. It's not gonna win any awards. You know, it's not the scariest analog horror series ever, but I like it a lot. It's really fun. But now we have the Batman one out of the way. Okay, let's go on to Superman. So as of right now, Siltrix only has one video for a Superman analog horror series. They'll probably make more, and also probably make a Flash one at some point. But this video is called The Blue Boy Scout Turned God, 1962 Superman analog horror. Okay, before we start, okay, I'm kind of tired of the evil Superman trope. However, because I've never seen it done in an analog horror format, I'll give it a chance, and it might be fun, who knows. 1938, the year the world met Superman, our Blue Boy Scout. He was kind, caring, and inspired hope in people. Gave us hope. I'm so sorry what I'm about to do to your planet. Oh, I mean, he even helped us win World War II. What a guy. However, after more than 20 years of service, in 1960, he was gone. This led to many people viewing him not as a hero, but as a god. A new group called the Sanctum of the Skyward Savior started preaching that he would return and take us to his home world. They were violent towards other religions. They were responsible for the destruction of many churches, temples, and mosques and other structures. On December 1st, 1962, he returned. This photo was taken by a U.S. Air Force base. Okay, first of all, a cult surrounding Superman, believing that he's going to take them back to his home world, is giving me real Heaven's Gate vibes, if you guys are familiar with that cult. They thought that, you know, Halley's Comet, or the whatever Bob Comet, I forget the name of it off the top of my head, was, you know, a UFO that was going to, you know, take them to the afterlife or whatever. And also that one line which says, "I'm sorry about what I'm going to do to your planet," that gives me a real Omni-Man vibes. Like, what's this guy planning? Okay. Anyway, moving on. A picture showing him entering space again. Everyone thought the Sanctum would be more public about his return, but any trace of them was gone. Crime is down ever since he came back, but he leaves a mess. The Sanctum has since been reorganized under a new leader. The Superman isn't as public. You will usually only see him in the sky unless he's coming to find you. I was right about him all along. The Superman is here for a greater purpose than to be a hero. He's here to be our God. I was using a telescope one night where I saw his face. Here is the photo. I'm sorry, but like the slowed pitch down Starman, like the David Bowie song, is that made me laugh. I'm sorry, like it didn't really, maybe it creeped someone out, but it kind of just made me laugh just because I'm used to seeing those like hope core edits on TikTok using that song. But anyway, yeah. So in this video, basically Superman is essentially a combination of like Omni-Man and Injustice Superman, where he's basically lording over us. He's not here to inspire us or help us or be a friend like he usually is. He's here to lord over us and basically be our god. So, yay. I mentioned previously that I'm really tired of the evil Superman trope, but I mean, this is like a short little analog horror video, so it's, you know, it's fun. The concept is fun, but I guess I'm tired of seeing it in like the mainstream, like kind of like the movies and the games and stuff, because I'm just like, man, like I want to see an actual like Superman movie without trying to make him either into like a Jesus Messiah figure or like a bad guy. Like it's like they don't really fully get Superman as a character. But I don't want to go on a whole rant here. But anyway, oh yeah, one interesting thing about this video is that the description is an autopsy report on who else but Lex Luther. That's right, the person who made the video and got the telescope picture of Superman and then got killed by him was none other than our favorite bald supervillain, Lex Luther. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's actually pretty long, but basically Superman used his laser eyes and killed him from in the sky. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. He basically gave him a lobotomy, basically, and killed him. And this just makes me hate this version of Superman even more, because you proved Lex Luther right. That's a sin on its own right there. Another funny thing is that the person who did the autopsy is Dr. Charles McNider, which is Dr. Midnight, which is a lesser known DC character, like a superhero. I thought that was kind of interesting because I feel like Siltrix is trying to build this in-depth analog horror DC universe, and I'm really excited to see what else he does, because who else does like DC analog horror on YouTube? Like almost nobody. Maybe like one or two other channels have ever done a take on it. I like this. I like the concept. I like the little details he puts in and just the overall presentation. I really like it. So Siltrix, if you're watching this, keep it up, my man. Keep it up. And yes, I imagine you probably get like a couple hate comments saying stuff like, oh, this word's misspelled, or this is dumb. But come on, man, like, don't listen to that, okay? Yes, it's not perfect, but I like it. It's a fun concept. I think you should keep making videos of it and keep it going, because I feel like this could turn into like a big thing. This could be like the next Man in the Suit, like, level of popularity. I think it could. It has a lot of potential, I think. Oh yeah, I completely neglected the community tab on his channel. Like, I'll showcase some of the pictures that he posted, and yeah, they're kind of cool. Like, I really like the creepy little Superman one floating in the sky. I like the parallels of, oh, Lucifer falling to Earth. Like, oh, Lucifer was an angel once, and now he's evil. Like, I like the parallels between that. Pretty on the nose, but it's still. Missing child. Oh, Dick Grayson on there. Missing child poster. I think that explains the Batman one more. Maybe I'm right about him turning those kids into like his little analog horror Robins. Maybe I'm onto something with that. And there you have it, everybody. That is Siltrix Batman and Superman analog horror as it stands today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching those videos with me. And by all means, please go support the original creator, watch their videos, and keep an eye out for the new stuff they're coming out with. I think it's very fun. And for those of you who watched the entire video, I have a rather unfortunate message for you at the end of this video. I probably will not be able to make videos as often as I have been this past year, because I'm going to be starting a new full-time job soon. It's going to take up a lot of my time. It's going to make me very busy. I'll try to make videos whenever I can, if at all possible, but I'm going to be dealing with a lot of stuff like, moving and just a new job and all that. It's just a whole big thing. It's a whole big thing. But still, I'm not completely abandoning the channel. Like, at least I'm going to try not to. But don't be surprised if you don't see a video from me for a very long time, just because I'll be busy or preoccupied with other things. So, yeah, I just had to put that out there. I feel sad saying that, but I'll probably put something in the community tab too, just in case, people don't watch this video and they just wonder if I'm dead or not. But no, I'm not dead. I will not be dead. I'll just be busy with life stuff. But to those of you who stuck around with me to the end, thank you for watching as always. You're a real one, okay? But y'all, I'll probably still be active a little bit on my TikTok or maybe even Twitter. I might post a couple things on there. So I won't be like completely ghosted or whatever, but I'm just not going to be as active as I have been the past year when I was starting the channel. So yeah, unfortunately, yes, life stuff's getting in the way, and YouTube is not my career, unfortunately, so I have to do other things. But I might make YouTube a full-time thing one day. I don't know, but for now, don't be surprised if you don't hear from me for a while. Everything is fine. I'll be fine. Just don't worry about it or anything. But I just want to let you guys know, give you a heads up. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. And don't forget, yes, I know life gets crazy sometimes, but it always works out in the end, and you have people who care about you, and hey, we're all in this together, okay? We only have one life, and you might as well just make the most of it. But on that bittersweet note, I want all of you guys to be happy and take care of yourselves, and, you know, don't forget about the little things and appreciating the people around you. So, just in case I don't see you, stay safe and have a good one. Goodbye.